When I was a child, I lived in a rented two-floor house. Both my parents worked, so I was often home alone when I came home after school. One early evening when I came home, the house was still dark. "Mom!" I heard a voice say, "Yes?" from upstairs. I felt she was calling back at me, and I climbed up the stairs. When I reached the first floor, I called her once more, and the voice, "Yes?" came from the furthest room. I felt uneasy, but a strong urge to see my mother, and started to walk towards the room. But just that moment I heard the front doors downstairs open, and my mother came in carrying a lot of shopping bags. "Sweetie, are you home?" my mother called in a cheery voice. Hearing her voice made me feel instantly better, and I turned to go back downstairs at once, but not before I had a quick glance towards the room. For a brief moment, I saw something strange in there. A pale face, staring at me. You crawl into bed around 9. You toss and turn for a few minutes before you feel it. Somebody's watching you, and you're sure of it. You scan the room, finding nothing, but you still feel uneasy. You lay back down, facing the room. You shut your eyes and try to sleep, but you can't. You still feel the eyes watching you. You pull the covers over your head and the feeling fades. You relax and close your eyes, but as soon as they shut, the feeling returns. You're scared to move the covers, to search for the eyes that you know are watching you. You're terrified, but you yank the covers down. And as soon as you do, your heart skips a beat. You scan the room, seeing absolutely nothing. The feeling disappears and you scold yourself for acting like such a child. You roll over toward the wall and quickly fall into a peaceful sleep. But let me ask you this. Do you know how many hiding places there are in your room? I do. Thousands. A 15-year-old boy living in a small town in Maryland sat down at his computer after getting home from school one day. He turned it on, logged in, and was surprised to receive a message from a classmate who had been absent that day. It consisted of 2 words, "Please come." Confused, the boy sent a reply, asking why he'd been absent that day. After 2 more messages in 15 minutes with no response, he decided to get on his bike and head over to the classmate's house. When he got to the house, he found the door was unlocked. Inside, partially dried blood was splattered over the walls and floors, and there was an unrecognizable figure crumpled up against the far wall. It was missing an arm and a leg, and there were bloody streaks on the floor that led away from the body and into the kitchen. The boy slammed the door closed and immediately called 911. When the police arrived, they found 3 corpses, as well as tracks leading away from the house. The forensics report concluded that the entire family, the boy's classmates and his parents, had been killed sometime the previous